Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
big
and
fish.
another
Wow.
sea
Oh,
cucumber.
wow, look at that.
Oh,
Either that or it's up in the water column.
Yeah.
wow.
Did you want to zoom on this guy?
Yeah, we can do a quick zoom.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
You bet.
We're going to find that we'll be visited by a number of fishes over the next several hundred meters, I think. They like to keep their distance, though. Yeah, so we've got a homolid crab here. These are the carrier crabs,
Is that
the
a...
little barnacles.
Oh, okay.
This one's not really carrying much of anything, but we've seen a number of these so far. All right, all set on that.
Okay.
So Steve, some people in the chat want to know, what are all the smaller dark stalks in the water? Are those sea pens or something else?
No, they look to be dead stalks of some organism, perhaps sponges, perhaps corals. It's difficult to tell. They're very heavily fouled. But you can see that they are the source of a lot of attached fauna.
So some people also in the chat want to know, the beaked whale skull we found yesterday that was covered with those fair manganese crust, whatever came of it? Did we ever get to cut it open? Did we just identify it?
No, we don't really have the expertise on board, so we're going to hold that until we can follow up with specialists ashore.
It's a lot of Narella.
Kevin did say he wanted a rock here, but I haven't seen a single potential rock anywhere near here. So maybe as we get up a little bit more, there might be a little bit more debris. It's hard to think that anything would stick to this. It's pretty sheer face.
Unless, of course, you'd like a scoop of sand.
I don't even know if you could get that. It's such a thin veneer
Really?
that yeah, you break the scoop.
Oh. So all this sediment is on top. Is that just like a very, almost like a dusting layer? And it's just pure rock?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, huh. Brandon, what kind of rock is this?
Limestone, carbonate.
Ah. Do you want me to keep the box, or are you good to follow you over?
You can follow me over. I'm
Roger.
chasing the terrain in the sonar there.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see where we're at. Can we do a Niskin bottle here in the next few meters or so?
Yeah, that's stuff.
Hopefully we get to see some
Someplace near the
features.
seafloor-ish, yeah, within a couple meters if possible.
Close to the seafloor, I can get right.
So in this area we have a number of black corals like Bathypathes, Chrysogorgia, many Narella species primnoids, cup corals as well. Still seeing metallagorgia in this area.
Park on the rocks over here.
Yeah,
Take a Niskin.
we can take a look at that or go over there and pop the Niskin.
I'm going to come up a little bit.
Oh, that's a good shot right there.
Okay. It's beautiful.
Yeah, nice one.
Video while we're heading.
Surprisingly, Steve, on that last dive we did on the Geo, we didn't get any limestone.
Wow.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
It was like 6 basalts and 2 just crust.
That's yeah.
Could you just not get any, or?
We thought we would get some, but it must have been some kind of secondary volcanism on the Geo.
Hmm.
That's weird.
Tilt down a little bit.
Roger.
Did we take any rocks from like on top?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was still
Yeah, like 3
not-
rocks. Yeah.
Wow.
Did you find anything interesting in those rocks? Because I heard you cutting them open.
Yeah, there was one rock that had a really fresh plagioclase. It was really rich in plagioclase. Looked really nice. The other ones were just generic basalts, nothing special. And then a couple were just crust. And I think one phosphorite.
So if it was secondary, well, let's play a little hypothetical here while we're sampling. If it was secondary, would you expect to see a marked difference in age from the secondary volcanic basalts, potentially from the stuff that was deeper?
Yeah, definitely.
On the age of, like, scale of millions of years?
Yeah, millions of years.
Tens of millions?
Yeah, it could be millions of years. Yeah, recharge volcanism. I don't think it's well documented, like the timings of them usually, but
stick the bubble on
there was a
5
pulse at like 70 million-ish years, so could be related to that. But yeah, millions of years.
What do we have? Looks like we're going backwards on the Niskins today.
See?
Keeping it interesting.
Does not appeal to my sense.
That's correct, Asako. Yeah, no limestone from all that geo. It's like interesting. But I mean, it's not like we grabbed a ton of rocks, but.
All right, so that was Niskin number
Number 1.
1.
Number 1. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, Dan, zoom in there and see what you
Making
got.
sure everyone's awake tonight when we were pulling our Niskin water. Oh, wow, there's a little precious coral.
Can you just look at the minute one more time? Make
Very
sure
tiny ones.
I tucked it in good?
Yes.
Oh, wait, I can
Very
see it.
precious.
Oh, yeah.
So we have Hemicorallium here as well. Very small colonies. The Hemicorallium we see here is almost certainly a different species from the one we see down deeper.
What's that, Steve? Slinking along there.
Ooh, a
Polychaete
snail.
worm. Yep.
And is that a cone snail by it?
Yeah, that's what I meant to the far right, right underneath that coral.
Oh, that coral right there to the right?
It's kind of hidden out.
Yeah.
Crawl
the,
behind
the
it.
black coral?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either a chrysopathes or a chrysopathes, based on our identification from last cruise. Sometimes the differences between the black coral genera are very
What's that?
Little cave there.
very slight.
Yeah.
We can, are we stopped right now?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Can we lateral to the south along and just kind of scoot along a little
That
bit?
would be criminal if we didn't.
Sure.
And then we'll kind of do like a lawn mowing grid and, you know, go up 10 meters, 20 meters, and then work our way back.
So with the tether coming across, should I come up or let it come?
You don't have to move the ship. I can move the vehicle that far. Let's see how far it goes.
It looks like we have an exposed face here, maybe, on the right.
You think there might be rocks at the bottom? Is that what you're...
Maybe.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for loose rocks underneath here.
Right.
So while we're looking, Brandon, here's a question for you. So that columnar, was it just all basalts from Jason?
The geo, was it all basalts?
Yeah.
Looks like it's pitched up now.
It does.
No, I don't think so, but I think there was
Look at that
volcanism that
last
covered the
thing.
top of the geo,
-4 here.
or at least covered a big enough section of it. I would wager there was still carbonate there. Oh, cool.
Sorry, you want me to come down to minus or?
A little ravine.
Fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't see any loose,
Ship's
anything
not
loose
moving.
though.
You're not moving.
Wow, what a crevasse.
We'll probably see more of this on a larger scale as we move up to the steepest portion.
Some overhanging ones, if memory serves.
Mm-hmm.
So a little while ago, our friend Bending Boy asked, so we know the most, do we know the most common fish we can see around here?
If that football hits you, you can come up a little bit.
Roger.
Or if it looks like it's gonna hit you. As I move away, it should pull it down, so
Right.
it should be all right.
Okay.
What was that
Oh man.
question?
What is?
There's no heave
Do we
today,
know what
right?
the most
So
common versus the most
Or
rare
not.
fish is?
not a significant heave anyway.
Yeah.
Not really known at this point.
Can tilt up a little for me.
Sorry, I'm trying. It's just
Checking with our fish
doesn't always
biologist
take,
ashore, but for the most part,
then
what's
it
been
runs.
most common, I think, have been
That's why there's a stop button.
like halosaurs down deeper, but it's changed quite a bit. So that question varies depending on where you are in the water column.
Looks like that's about the end of the feature here,
Okay.
Steve, and
Nothing.
I've moved about, I don't know, 10, 15 meters south. You want to move more or come
No,
back?
yeah, we can continue upslope
Roger.
another move or so.
I'll finish my lawn mowing pattern here. and
That's
get
that
back
black
in front,
figure over
then
there in the middle.
Then we'll move. Okay. We'll
So
probably
this,
do smaller moves, like 20-meter moves.
The darkest corals, I think, are the reddish Bathypathes we've been seeing.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
There was some more
Although
feature off to the
this
other
one
side
is
of this
different
you might
here.
wanna see.
We can zoom on the red coral in between there.
Roger.
We've got our first tremaster too, a type of sea star. So a tiny one. Usually pretty representative of these depths and sites. I think this one here.
Go for a half sim there if you
Sure.
want to.
Yep.
Okay, coming down here.
I think it's very similar to the red stauropathes or reddish brown stauropathes we were seeing earlier. So not necessarily needing to have a collection, and it looked a little bit different. But we've also got a large cup coral there. I think this one has also been sampled previously, so we're just gonna take an image and move on.
Good.
Ready?
Got it?
Got it.
Got it.
Move it.
I can't get this football out of my face.
I'll slide back to the left.
But I believe most of these are probably
I'm going to go up to the left a bit there. There's
Roger that.
broken up stuff there, though.
it's
Have
really
critters
hard
on
to
it.
tell species or sometimes even genus IDs on cup corals. Oh yeah, Scleractinian solitary, 518 meters, and a 114 sample 150. There's a species that looks exactly like that called Javania lamproptychum, which is known from this area as well as further south. And there's also
Maybe.
there's another genus that looks like that too that had a red wash to it. But oftentimes we won't be able to identify them to species level without doing some additional work. A lot of times to really examine the internal structures, the calcium carbonate that the coral produces on the inside of the colony, you have to remove the tissue, which often requires very fragile, careful dissection because the calcium carbonate's very fragile and it can break very easily. And then once that's done, you can reserve the tissue for DNA extractions while also bleaching basically the calyx, the calcium carbonate stony part, for morphological analysis. So it's more complicated group of corals to work on.
Sure, we can take questions.
All right. So here's some questions for our ROV people. Any chance you can mention how much tether you have out and how the tether is managed topside as the ROV gets shallower? Also, how do you keep the tether from blowing way out in the currents?
Well, if we had a tether management system, I would smash a foot pedal on the floor and reel in or out. But we don't have that. We have a fixed length tether between Atalanta and Hercules, and it's about 30 meters. And we manage it by the difference between the delta, as we call it, the depth between Atalanta and Hercules. You want to zoom on this guy, Steve?
Yeah, if you're just waiting, we can do a zoom and get a better angle on the calyx here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kind of
yeah.
see from a side view what it looks like.
Oh,
These
that's
are
a
very
cup coral.
fleshy, yeah, cup coral.
Oh, there's a fish hiding under here.
Where?
Look on the DSC.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's hiding right under the anemone.
Good mounting on that DSC then.
Yeah, whoever thought of that was brilliant. Okay,
Yeah, that's good.
I'm going to mow the lawn back to center, and then we can do a 20-meter move.
And Steve, what kind of anemone was that?
That was a cup coral, actually. It's a stony
Ah.
coral, solitary. It's almost certainly in the family Flabellidae. Possibly the genus Javania, but
Zoom on the
it
little
could
fish real
also
quick.
possibly be in the genus Polymyces. They're very difficult to tell apart, but they have similar characteristics.
Is that another? What is that? Green
I
eye?
don't know. No, it's something else.
Is that bioluminescence on it?
Sometimes they're iridescent, so that, you know, they'll have reflections of tissue, for example, under their scales. Doesn't necessarily mean they're bioluminescent. They could be bioluminescent, but we wouldn't be able to necessarily detect it with our current setup. There was a really bizarre possible bioluminescent episode on the way down. There were these glowing orbs far out in the water column, several of them, maybe a dozen or so, that kind of all lit up at the same time and all turned off at the same time. Not sure what that was, but it was definitely something that others noticed as well.
To answer that question really quickly in
Look
the
at
chat,
that, exactly 20 meters behind me.
where exactly are we? And it points to Johnson Atoll.
On the radar, on the sonar there?
Yeah,
that's
we're
cool.
exactly 20 meters in front of Argus.
So in reference to Johnson Atoll, we are about 500 meters out, 1,000 meters out, something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Nav can answer that question after they're done talking to the bridge. I think we're probably over a kilometer. I'm not sure the exact distance, though. Dan, if you have a second, can we zoom on this bamboo?
You want a close-up of him? Let's
Yeah,
see.
yeah, since we have a second,
Go
sure.
ahead there.
We're on the west side of Johnston.
Let me come in
as well.
and touch there. We'll get a good zoom of it.
So this is a bamboo coral.
Something on the left there.
Can we move around to
Sure.
the side a little bit to get a good handle on its base? Because I think there might be something there that might be useful, informative.
Yeah.
This colony may have been bigger at one time. You can see a lot of debris here on half of the colony, probably dead. So this is a bamboo coral. There was one sampled from this depth back in 2017, and I just want to make sure it's not that. But this one looks to be a internode brancher.
Hold on, Dan. Let me
Oh,
get
yeah.
this label.
Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
But let's see. I think we're just going to image this one and keep going, because it looks very similar to one that was collected at 430 meters in 2017. But knowing the branching pattern here and a little bit of something about the polyp shape should be helpful to getting a clade ID on this. Nice squat lobster.
Are those eyes that we're looking at, those little knots, or are those just parts? That's just part of the bamboo coral.
On the squat lobster?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, those are eyes.
They kind of got googly eyes. That's funny.
All right, all set here.
Okay.
Then to really quickly answer that question in chat, how far away from Johnson Atoll are we? We're about a little over 2 kilometers away.
There's a fish off to the starboard.
We can actually see the island from the ship.
So we're going to sneak up on it.
This one looks like a scorpainid, possibly.
Do a half zoom there, Dan. Yeah, zoom out just a little more.
Oh.
That's good. Looking for the fish.
Oh, that guy.
Yep.
Wow. Looks like the same one that was hiding under the ledge.
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a type of scorpion fish.
Scorpion fish?
Hold that
Yeah,
for a minute.
from the scorpainid family. They have big spines on their gill plates.
Are they venomous spines, or?
I don't know much about their physiology, but the body plan fits the scorpainids very, very well.
Beautiful fins. Wow.
It's a very pretty fish.
Yep. Nice shot.
Then really quickly going to answer that question in chat. How far apart are the lasers? 4 inches or 10 centimeters, depending on what system of measurement you use.
All right. Good hold on that zoom. I think we're all... actually, is there any more zoom before we shoot off?
Tad more here.
Don't move. I can't see you if you don't
Tilt down
move.
a touch on the... You have any more tilt down?
Yeah, can you bring up the hydraulic page?
Yep.
And just click it.
Click
quick
down.
as you can. Yeah. Perfect.
There
Thanks.
we go.
Great.
Look at that.
All right. Good capture, and we are out.
Nice.
Roger.
Steve, are those its pectorals it's resting on right there?
Yeah, on the bottom. Yep, kind of helping it stabilize there.
Spacing in them is really, really cool. It's really interesting.
Half zoom there if you want, Dan.
Sure thing.
Squiggly
Cucumber.
thing there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see what we got there.
I was looking at below that. There was
Oh.
a
Oh.
Xerfish. Oh.
Oh, yeah, another congrid.
Okay.
All right.
Camera's really fast to show it.
Right.
Buttons will be much better to control it than the joystick will.
Gotcha.
Here's another question for Steve. There seems to be a lot of shrimp. Are these different species? Are there different species, or are they all the same shrimp?
Most likely different species, yeah, from what we find down deeper. We'll take a look at this bundle of polyps there on the bottom. This is what's so interesting and frustrating about this this kind of depth range. At the same time, you have a lot of diversity, and you can plan a very short dive plan and not accomplish hardly any of it,
Half zoom there.
looking at all the stuff. What are you? Oh, it's a zoanthid.
Wow.
Or colonial anemone of some type. Is it? I think it's a type of zoanthid. All right. Good captures?
Yep.
All right. I can come out and keep
And
going.
Steve, what do you know what type of zoanthid, or is it just the family of zoanthid?
They're very difficult to identify, yeah, from imagery. Most of the taxonomy of the zoanthids has to do with their internal anatomy. So they have to be usually sectioned using some sort of histological approach and examined microscopically, or sequence their DNA, useful barcodes that would help put them into context.
Yeah, so I'll do the lawn mowing. So I do a couple passes and then we can hop forward.
And is that more of an onshore type of process, or can we do it on the ship?
For sure, it's all onshore, yeah. Much more equipment involved than what we can bring out here. We're kind of really just triaging out here the specimens, trying to preserve them in ways that are best suited for the greatest number of scientific purposes.
So we're more of a storing versus a actual identifying and discovering.
Sure, yep.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, there was probably a better word for it. It's escaping me right now. The repositories are probably more the storage entity, and we are probably more the
Initial preparation or something?
Yeah, initial preservation, making sure the samples don't rot type of.
Type of deal.
Probably you could see like the two differences between the two, like a stable surface and a non-stable one with all the ripples, or at least more stable.
Want to go look at the fish?
Another
There's
scorpion.
the same scorpion, yeah.
Yep.
Was that a Roger
No, we can keep
or
moseying. Yeah.
keep mosey?
Keep meandering.
It'd be really cool to get to our end depth with some daylight. See if we can turn the lights off and see some of the surface downwelling light.
What's the end depth?
150.
ROV on the beach?
Thanks, person chat.
If the ROV's on the beach, where's the ship?
You laughed. You laughed. I've done that many times. Had to take the fast boat in and push the thing back off.
Really?
Need a little bit more tether though.
There's some precious coral here as well as primnoids. Much of what we've seen from
Turn the
earlier
porch
too.
light on for a second.
Yep, porch light coming on.
Peek under the shelf there.
Oh, nice.
Is that what that
Yeah.
orange thing is?
That looks like an anemone.
An anemone?
Anemone.
Anemone, yep.
Ever since Finding Nemo, I've not been able to say that right.
Anemone.
You just gotta say it fast.
Anemone.
Anemone.
An enemy, an enemy, an enemy, an enemy. There you go.
Impressive.
10 times, Brandon.
10 watch books, you said?
Yeah, not after my card playing last night. Not taking any
All
bets.
right.
It's a pretty limestone we're seeing. Me likey.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any value in breaking off a chunk of limestone, because I don't think we're going to find anything loose here, but it's still going to get steeper. We'll see. Maybe we'll find something. Let's keep going and see how
Yeah, you can kill the porch
how
light,
vertical this
Roger.
goes.
Porch off.
So Steve, since we're so close to the surface, about 500 meters down, someone in chat asked, these creatures don't normally get a whole lot of light, do they? Does the light from the ROV affect them at all? Never mind. But
As far as I can tell, a lot of the invertebrates, no, or not so much, or not at all. Perhaps the fishes here almost certainly have a range of depths that might include part of the photic zone. So it probably does have an effect, but perhaps not as big of an effect as those in deeper water that have no access to sunlight in their
Step
lives.
20 to the north. We'll keep following this around.
can sunlight penetrate this far down?
Negatory.
Oh.
You would start to see, as we got up around 200 meters, maybe just shallower, you would start to see evidence of pink splotches on the rock, which is crustose coral and algae, which is an amazing organism that can actually use individual photons of light that reach down to the deepest parts of the photic zone to photosynthesize.
Wow.
Just one, huh?
Just one. That's all they need, I guess.
Talk about painful to measure. That's the mesobot guys.
Yeah, I really would love to see the data that comes off of the vehicle. I've heard good things about there.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's like, oh my god, the bridge crew turned the deck lights on. We have to start the dive level. And they're like 200 meters down, 50 meters, or 50 meters, 200 meters away from the boat, 50 meters down.
Wow.
Not as much stuff on these overhangs, but there's a fair bit. We're still seeing a lot of small primnoids, precious corals in the last half an hour or so. Old coral head here, it looks like. You can kind of see some patterns that might suggest this is an old chunk of coral head.
That just broke off, or?
Yeah, there's some failure at some point. Maybe I could be seeing things too.
Then to answer that question in chat, furthest depth Narellas explored, I believe on this trip at least, it was just under 4,000 meters.
Porch light again.
Roger. Porch light coming on.
Just waiting for the ship here for a minute.
It's amazing how much more it lights up.
And then any plans for explorations under
Yeah,
5 kilometers in the near
coral
future? Maybe. I believe we have a few more dives that are going to be pretty deep on this expedition.
Yeah, as soon as we get a weather window, we'll be out and about.
Out and about.
Well, we won't go down to 5,000
Well, no,
meters, but
A lot of coral rubble there. So that's a good sign. That means there's probably a lot of biology on the vertical surfaces just above our heads. Whenever you get accumulations of coral rubble, that's a good sign that there's probably a lot of stuff falling from time to time.
Yeah, this feature goes quite a bit to the north, so just moving the boat a little and we'll chase it around, then I'll come back and we'll go up from here. We'll get spoiled with these shallow water and then you move the boat and Atalanta actually moves.
Anything down here look
yeah, I was
loose?
just,
Here,
yeah, that might be loose. You never know, like maybe this right here could be loose if you want to poke.
Could be. That's limestone. We could probably get one of the overhanging chunks.
Yeah?
Yeah, this could probably be broken. Too.
Yeah.
Maybe we can break off a piece with a cup coral or something.
Okay.
Do a twofer.
Is that a scorpion fish hanging on the ledge?
Yeah.
Good
How
eye.
are they hanging on?
Anti-gravity.
Sheer will.
Nice.
Sheer will.
There's another fish too, just off the side on the top left.
Oh, nice.
Took another 20 to the
We'll get there.
north.
Oh yeah.
How about 20030?
Do we see any more anemones around? Or are we just seeing more coral around these plates?
Just coral, I think, so far.
And speaking of coral, so is this the coral rubble that we're seeing around, as somebody in the chat wants to know, is it mainly staghorn coral or other types?
Not at this depth. The rubble potentially could be, but I don't think we would be able to identify it as such as at this depth. We don't have to pick these rocks. We can keep going if.
Yeah, and just moving the boat again, then we'll go
A little
chase
pair.
this feature to the east here.
Yeah. If you have a second, can you zoom on here?
Yeah.
The white fin.
Should have enough leash now. I couldn't come around here before without getting aggressive with the thrusters, and if I do that, it'll, you know what happens.
Yeah.
Could probably turn the porch light back on and have a good overhang here.
Porch light's still on.
Right. Which guy do you want to zoom on, Steve?
Just this one. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
Sure.
There's also some Pharea sponges here. Good to point out. This is Hemicorallium, a species that was collected actually both in 2019 and 2017. So we're not going to pay this too much attention other than just note it's here. All right, thanks.
There's
But
a
we're
piece
still
of
seeing
that cup coral right there.
Yeah, glass sponges
Right there.
as well. At this depth, glass sponges will start to be replaced as we get much shallower by probably assortment of demo sponges.
Okay, we can do 20 meters
There's
east.
a very large
There.
bamboo looking
Spit it
coral
out
down there.
Then to really quickly answer that question in chat, are there any known shipwrecks or wrecked airplanes around Johnston Atoll? No, there's not.
I have been, a little surprised today at how little debris there actually is. We saw a wheel, car tire, yeah, something like that.
Oh.
Maybe an oil can down deeper too. Some metal piping, tubing. That's about it.
It's surprisingly clean knowing Johnston's history. And if you'd like to learn
There's
more,
a
Oh,
cup coral there sticking out on that ledge if you want to try and break a piece off there.
Nah, not there.
Roger.
another.
It's going to get more jagged as
Homolid
we go
crab?
east here.
Yeah.
so.
I don't want to make it too easy for you. It has to be a
Yeah,
certain level of
That would be
difficulty.
boring. No suspense whatsoever.
Another scorpion.
Yeah, there's a ton of them here. I
Wow.
like these
Upside down.
overhangs. This is where all the stuff is, all the biology's on the overhangs.
so are scorpion fish, are they territorial at all, or are they just kind of hanging out?
Just going to have an overall
sure.
look here before
Seem
I
like
come
they're
around
hanging out,
sideways, so I know what I'm getting
It's
myself
three
into.
within vicinity of each other.
Yeah, so you can see now we've lost a lot of our deeper species and we've kind of come into this Hemicorallium grove a little bit. You know, we're not seeing the metallagorgia anymore. Some of the black corals may have become more sparse, but they're quickly being replaced by these intermediate depth species like Hemicorallium.
Hey, this is Meredith in the lounge. Could you guys take a Niskin here?
We can do that
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Meredith.
whenever you can. We're going to take a Niskin here as well in this area.
On the end of the cliff a little bit so it doesn't have rapid water flow over the Niskins. Somewhere in here.
So 3 Niskins left. This will leave us with 2 for the last
Stay.
200
Stay,
meters
Herc.
or so of the dive depth.
Herc, stay.
Oh,
Where are you
yep.
going?
Something floating on the left.
Yeah, Tina 4 maybe.
Oh, yeah. Zoom on the Tina 4 while I'm getting them in inbound if you want,
Sure.
Dan. Can you show me the...
Steve, do you know if our siphonophores usually like found midwater, or can you kind of find them in areas like this?
You can find siphonophores in the benthos too, like the
Yeah.
dandelion is a siphonophore,
Oh, nice.
but less common.
Are you
definitely.
on your hydraulics page there?
I am on the Herc hydraulics page now.
Fish
Where
going
the
backwards. there.
rack back camera button is?
Yes, you want to bring the whole thing retract?
Yeah.
Roger. Just touch in.
Yeah, hold it down.
Okay, holding it down. There,
Tilt down a little.
tilting down. Is that good there?
Yeah. Thank you. Ah, freeze button failure. Yeah, this will be, if I can figure out what I'm doing here. Niskin number 2.
Roger.
Niskin 2 yellow tag. Popped.
Okay, you can center the camera back up. Find something interesting to zoom in on while I'm putting this thing away.
So that Niskin will hopefully be able to help us identify these high density precious coral communities, as well as maybe some of these scorpaenids, which might give a different eDNA signature from
Full zoom there,
some
Dan.
of the fish communities we've seen down deeper.
Check this sneaky guy out.
We've got to find a better ID for these scorpion fishes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of them are called just scorpaenids, so I don't know how much better we're going to do.
Oh, there's a little
There's a
shrimp
little
there.
blue thing, yeah.
That was great, thanks. You can go away.
Sure.
Light years away.
These look very familiar from Johnson Atoll at this depth. Cetarches guntheri.
Guntheri?
Guntheri.
That's a cool name.
Bring your head just a bit to the left for me. So
Roger,
I
bit to the
wanna see
left.
Yeah, there's some of these are quite overhanging. I don't want to come up under one.
And then, Steve, here's a question in chat, whenever you're ready.
Sure.
What is the most elusive, quote-unquote, creature that our team hopes to find?
Well, you know, I don't think we have expectations beyond kind of what the core, you know, of our dive plan is. You know, looking for coral sponges, fishes, rocks. You know, elusive. You know, anything big, and you know, those are sometimes elusive. But we did see some sharks earlier that were really cool, really valuable observations. So I guess a lot of the big stuff is elusive and pretty important when we get a chance to see it. The stuff on the seafloor that's attached is not very elusive.
Ah.
Doesn't run too fast.
Yeah, not going to be the top 10 in the track team.
The sea cucumbers are moving though.
Oh,
Really
yeah,
were.
Or the
that's
tumble
true.
snail, yeah.
Ah, yes.
Then, Benthic Boy, to answer that question, are those rockfish, the red fish, or rockfish? No, those are scorpion fish.
Have you done the
think,
tight zoom on the crab yet this watch?
I think rockfish, they are types of scorpion fishes, but I don't think these are called
That-
rockfish.
Hey, you want this one?
That
I'm gonna
usually
do one and
the
just
common name
really
rockfish
freak
is really
myself out right
generic and applies to a
Oh,
lot of different
I
types
might
of
not get a
fishes.
good one here, but you can go
But
for it.
rockfishes
Sure, yeah.
technically are scorpion fishes, but I don't think we're going to refer to these as such.
Oops. There we go. Look at that.
Yeah, Homolid crab.
This is scary looking.
None of
one.
these
Just a quick
seem
one.
to be
Okay.
all that worried about carrying
Close enough
anything.
to be really freaky.
So Steve, would you say that crab, was that a spider crab or more like a more common name?
Carrier crab?
Carrier crab. There you go, person in chat.
I
Wasn't
believe they're
carrying
Homolid crabs, which are closely related to spider crabs.
And to answer that question in chat, looks you guys are more of a shallow depth than usual. What exactly is this formation made out of? Well, Brandon, would you be willing to answer that question?
It is made out of carbonate,
That's something tumbling down there.
which is a biochemical sedimentary rock
Tumbly worm.
made from reef-building organisms, in this case most likely coral, because of the age. Yeah. It is made out of a mineral called calcite.
Ah, and is that fairly common at shallower depths, or can you also find it deeper?
Limestone?
Yeah.
It's only common at shallow depths, because you need a lot of biotic material to create it,
Bring your head to the left.
and you only get a lot
Roger,
at
left.
shallow depths.
No.
You can find like little veins of calcite in deep depths within the basalt, but nothing special. Not like this.
Coming up, a little bit of a watch change coming up soon, or just a little bit of relief for dinner. So I will be back. Be good.
If any of this looks like it extends off to the north or south, we can follow it for a little ways.
Yeah, I have been. See my track line?
Yep, yep.
Yeah, we came quite a bit north, and then looks like it's coming to the east a bit here.
Yeah, it looks good.
You happy to keep following it, Cal?
Yeah, we can keep following it.
Roger
Yep.
that. Just looking for a cave big enough to fly Herc into. Might be one coming up.
It's not a very nice way to position your dinner relief. Here you go, stuck in a cave. See you in an hour.
Take the bubble for a quick gauge check.
Sure.
Oh, can we see, look at this purple coral here? There's
Yeah,
a tiny
purple.
purple little
Okay,
thing.
right.
At least it appears purple from here. It might just be the color of the color change through water.
Small one in the center.
Yeah, it's we can do a half zoom, and maybe it's something not purple. Just had a darker
Let me,
hue,
let me get a
possibly because it
little
was in the
closer
shadow.
here.
Gauges look good. Main comp's up to 6 psi. I'm guessing that's just the low depth or shallow depth.
That's right. Not too much overhanging. Okay, sorry, Steve, which one?
Yeah, it's down here to the left.
Roger. Porch light is still on, is it?
Roger, porch light's on.
I gotta back away just a bit. I'm touching with the brow there and will cause rain. Okay, Dan, you can try for a zoom in.
Alrighty.
Still not sure what he wants to look at.
Yeah,
That
it's
small one?
right here.
Yeah. Okay,
Ah,
yeah.
small one.
There we go. This guy?
Yeah. Okay. It looks to be a small Hemicorallium.
That's full zoom.
Roger.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Can keep on heading up. It's tough to tell when they're small. A lot of corals, even at a few polyps or even just a couple branches, still very difficult to tell apart until they've grown a bit more. If we have a second here, can we zoom on this right here in the crevice?
Yeah. Herc won't quite fit in there, but I'll get you as close as I can. Is that anticipation circles, is it? Okay, Dan, go ahead. You can do a half zoom there.
Sure.
That's good. Thanks.
There we go. It's got something near the
Yeah.
base on it?
Yeah, so this is almost certainly Acanthogorgia, based on some of the morphological characteristics. Very tall polyps.
Okay, I can chase it in a bit there.
It's not going to be, yeah, kind of white and yellow, very tall polyps, grayish, in some parts dark axis. All right, that's good for this. Keep going.
Could you fit in there, Dan?
No, I tried. Hitting the wrong bumper too.
Are those a group of fishes near the bottom there?
Yeah.
That cave.
Looks like a hand right here. You see it? 4 fingers.
I didn't see it.
Oh gosh.
Little guys?
Yeah, right near the lasers to the right.
Several of them.
Yeah.
Doing something.
Spastic fish.
Yeah. Huh.
So that doesn't qualify as a school? That's just a group?
Yeah, I don't know, actually. I don't know if it qualifies as schooling behavior.
They'll look like to be different species, maybe, perhaps.
It's like a bunch of kids
Some of them.
playing in the mud.
They're so
They look
cute.
like either myctophids or bristlemouths, something like that.
Is there any particular one you want to see closer? Or?
No, whatever you can get, I guess.
Oh.
The one swimming on
It's swimming
They kind of
sideways.
swim. Yeah, they swim
it's in a
weird.
fatal flat spin.
Yeah, they look like
Are they swimming upside
lanternfish
Oh.
of
Little
some
bit.
type.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Aye.
Some
What
kind
are
of
you doing?
lanternfish. Actually, I think I've heard this
It's a
one
mating
before.
ritual.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Wow,
are
look at
they
those eyes.
mating or feeding on something in the sediment?
These kind of look like epigonus, which is it's a
Jeez.
type of, they're in their own family. Strange.
It's like a mom, I'm on TV moment for that fish.
All right.
Excited.
Well, we have to
Okay.
finish the dive.
Up we go.
Hopefully get a little bit further. So let's keep on going up slope.
Roger. Up this way.
Not a single Oreo fish yet, which is stunning. Maybe we're out of their depth range. They're normally all over the place.
Kill the porch light if you want.
Roger that. Porch light coming off.
Yeah, I'm
Might be slightly shallow
I'm
for
gonna
the
keep coming to the left
the
here.
Oreos.
So just, you see the sonar there? Just chase that around for a minute and then we'll move.
Yeah, I think those were epigonus species. We might not be seeing so much stuff in the benthos, maybe because there's a little bit of sediment load here. Might be difficult. This looks grabbable. You think you can break one of those rocks?
Looks like we could possibly break one of those rocks. It's kind of a little rocky outcrop here that we're on.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to go for one of those, do you?
Yeah, let's go and grab it, and that way we've checked that box for the dive.
Roger that. Can porch light off, is it?
Roger.
You want to get the minute belt and we'll try and do a rock grab on the fly? You can do. You can.
So those look okay to you?
Yeah,
Yep.
you can give us
Yep,
20
that's fine.
meters east, Lynette.
Sorry, what did you want from me, Dan?
Grab this rock.
Alrighty.
I don't think there's any biology on it, but
Yeah. That's all right. There could be something on the underside.
true.
Looks like you could just pluck those out. Or at least something, maybe half of that.
A little Jenga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I want to tilt down so you have a reference of the vehicle.
Roger.
And not. Okay, I don't think I'm going to park. I'll just get you real close. And so you're going to reach out and grab it, and then you'll be holding Hercules.
Roger.
And then see if you can see if it pops off. It should be pretty soft.
Coming live.
Roger. See if I can come down a little lower for you. Okay. And it will kind of be go in a little deeper with your jaws. And then let me come back just a little. Need to extend the arm out a little more. Get it into the sweet spot like it is when we milk it.
Yeah.
And open your jaws there and go right in and grab, get a big handful. Now you're holding the vehicle.
Come on, craft.
To break you're going to kind of want to roll up so you can use the power of the shoulder, the linear actuators, as opposed to the little weak ones on the end.
Ah,
Just like you would lift something in real life, you lift with your shoulder.
right.
One more try and I think we'll...
Ah, sorry.
We don't want to extend too far, so keep your jaw kind of in the center of the camera.
Okay.
That'll put the arm in the sweet spot. And one more try there. Where? The freeze the arm there?
Frozen. Oh, it lost its grip.
That's because Hercules is stronger than the predator. Okay, I'm gonna break it if I do any more.
Okay,
right.
coming off.
Yeah, we just put about 5,000 pounds of mass on it. As you saw, it overcame the jaw
Yep.
closure force and didn't happen.
All right, let's keep going.
And amazingly, we didn't break the arm, so.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, Josh does too. So do I, because I'm the one that has to fix it.
All right, power's off.
Roger, thank you. Nice try though.
Thank you.
So out of the three of us, who was watching Herc in Atalanta during that? No, I wasn't.
I had a little glimpse, one pull on the winch, but
Yeah. Manette, were you keeping us out of trouble there? I know it's really hard, but one of the three of us has to not focus on the sample. How about you, Drew? What were you watching that whole time? Yeah. So pretty much everyone in the room is, and we can wind up in trouble there, so.
understood.
Including myself. Usually I'm scanning all the time, but it's like it's, you know, high drama during the sample getting.
Well, we gave it a good effort there.
Yeah, we did. I'm sure you'll have another chance. Remember, we passed on the one that was too easy, so that one was too hard. Maybe we'll find one that's just right.
Goldilocks.
Goldilocks. Yeah, it was around here somewhere. I forget where. Rennie and I got ourselves into a little warm water, and one of these limestone things was hanging way over.
All right, thanks, Guy.
And we came up under it. We couldn't come up with Argus because we had to actually go down to move the ship away. Yeah. It snuck up on us.
You want me to come up on my delta a little?
Nope, you're good. I'm coming down.
Raj.
We've been flying about 20-meter altitude on Argus, which can be 0 to 10-meter delta.
There's some cute little fishes.
You can turn on the porch light for me, Kylie?
Yeah. Porch is on.
Thank you. Okay, I can turn it off.
Watch.
Looks like got a crab hanging out on top of a, what is that?
I think that's a black, yeah, Bathypathes black coral.
Nice.
Ooh,
That one's got thick aunts.
lobster.
There's a crab below it. Got these really steep, classic kind of karst topographic features where you kind of partially dissolve different areas depending on
I'm gonna
fluid
come
flow.
back around to the tip there that's kind of in your face, and then we'll go up. Okay.
Okay. And what is that orange Bathypathes looking thing up there towards the ridge?
Towards the ridge.
And in the left-hand corner?
Oh, this? That is just another Bathypathes, just
Oh,
a
cool.
different color morph.
Nice.
And we have Stauropathes and Parentopathes. All the pathes.
Cousin Pathy and nephew Pathy.
Oh, I think there's a sea star over there. Oh, my eyes may be.
There's one right on the cliff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Look at that, yeah. Good eye.
Do you want to zoom on it?
Sure.
What's that?
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, I haven't. If you want a close-up of anything, let us know, and we'll.
You want the light on?
Sure. Okay, video, I can zoom in there.
You betcha.
One of these ravioli looking sea stars.
Yum.
Or cookie.
Oh yeah, could be a cookie.
Ooh. Oh.
You tell us dinner time.
For those who haven't gone to dinner.
Okay, all good.
All right,
Thank
go.
you.
What's cool about these rock faces is you can make out some of the fossil coral structures when you're zoomed in.
Okay, porch coming off.
Roger, thanks.
Wow, these are amazing carved crevices.
Yeah.
We're good for 20 east there, Chris.
Raj. Bridge nav, 20 meters, 090.
Dan, can I push it on Atalanta for a second?
Can you what?
Can I zoom in on Atalanta? Or is
No.
that... It's going to be such a cool shot.
Oh, wait, we'll move the ship. I have issues with the zoom.
It might be, it might have corrected itself.
Or it might get stuck zoomed in.
Oh, okay.
The potentiometers
Yeah.
have some issues.
Even more than the basalt flows, the limestone looks about the same underwater as it does out of the water.
Yeah. It's nice and smooth. is crazy that these corals are living on a mountain made out of the bones of their ancestors.
That is crazy. Same though?
You want to look to the right a little for me?
I didn't know that was...
Me, you're tugging on me.
Am I tugging?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I am. Sorry. I'll come back. Come down 5 meters.
Sure.
To flatten out there.
Looks like we came over just the little lip of a ledge or something.
Yeah, we did. I'll come back to the left there. It's more still vertical there. We've kind of been semi-mowing the lawn with the vehicle here.
And we are back with Team C Pickle.
What up?
And once again, for those of you just joining us, we are currently just about 2,000 kilometers out from Johnston Atoll, just sweeping the bottom. Can you remind us what exactly that we're looking for?
Right now we're just kind of going through and characterizing the biology in the more shallow region, so it's shallow relative to what we've been looking at. So this dive is in the 1,000 to 500 meter range. So we're getting different species. We're on a limestone terrain, so we're on basically former coral reefs that have drowned out. And eventually we're going to approach the atoll wall, which is basically a coral reef that has managed to stay above or near sea level for the last 70 million years. But yeah, definitely going to see some different stuff that you haven't seen lately.
So around these depths, someone from chat wants to know, what's the difference between benthic and pelagic? Pelagic zones.
Well,
Benthic is the seafloor itself, so anything that's around the sediment surface or rock surface on the bottom itself would be benthic, and
okay,
you can
Chris, looks going over there. Let's do 20 east.
you can have shallow benthic.
Bridge nav, 20
and
meters,
you can
090.
You can also, even just in the tide pools, that would be benthic. It's just seafloor, and then pelagic is open ocean. So anything offshore would be pelagic.
So are we in a pelagic area right now?
We're in a benthic zone right now because we're on the seafloor. When we head back out tonight and our mapping, we'll be mapping in the pelagic.
So for our viewers at home, be sure to tune in then, and you can see the difference. Answering that question in chat, what do you guys do with the samples that you find? We pick them, if we find something of interest, we usually pick them up from Hercules, put it in our sample holding areas, either in a slurp jar or in our one of our boxes. And then we bring it up to the surface, and we, in our data lab, or our wet lab, sorry, we take them out and identify each creature and label them for later when we go send them to shore.
Can we zoom on this Bathypathes?
Sure.
You on porch?
No, I'll get closer. Put some light on it here. Oops.
So in my not at sea day
Go
job,
ahead.
I'm working on a
Zoom in there.
field ID guide to corals and was working on writing up the field ID description for some of the black corals last night, actually, and Bathypathes was one of them. And one of the distinguishing characters of Bathypathes versus Alternatipathes is that Bathypathes, the longest fronds, these pinnules you see on the side, occur in the middle of the animal as opposed to the top or bottom.
that's very helpful.
Are you good on the zoom there, are you?
Yes, thank you.
You can hold that delta for a while, Carly. Get close and get some clamor shots here. Show Herc's good side.
person in chat can really quickly answer this. Marilyn, what time is it there? We on the Nautilus run on Hawaiian Standard Time. So right now it is just about 5:36 p.m. Or if you're running on ship time, that is 1736 hours.
Can we grab a rock,
I'm coming
actually,
up
from
a
right
little
here?
bit.
Seems like an opportunity.
Yeah, we could try it.
Excellent, thank you. Yeah, one of the rocks, actually, you can see kind of fossil coral structures in them when you zoom in.
Grab a rock. Get you a rock.
All right.
I want to rock, rock.
Grab a rock, Kylie.
Raj. Okay.
Want to
I
zoom
see
in there
some
for a minute video while she
Stickopathes
gets the
skeletons, black
manipulator out.
coral whips. Might have some more live material up top, but good to get this here.
You can bring it out there and bubble. So hit the rock. Which one do you want? Want a circle?
Right, there.
Roger. Nice and slow, Kylie.
Excellent
Yeah,
view.
Very tricky spot to put Kylie in.
I can turn a little bit for you.
Get these away from me.
Well,
In that case, I'll take the last one.
think,
Use yourself to pull Herc right in.
yeah, I think that's stuck.
Yep, I guess it's tricky looking. Okay,
Bonk it once, see if it moves.
you can poke
Okay.
around. Yeah, other
With
ones.
a closed drop.
No.
Like a chicken pecking a bug. What about the one to the left of it? Kind of long piece of mud looking thing.
This one?
Yeah. Bonk that one, see if it moves. Negative. Ooh, I saw it move a little.
Yeah, it'll probably deform before it'll pop out.
What about the one up top?
I might have to, can you reach, or I might have to move up?
No, I can do it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's just a layer jutting out.
No, that's, ooh,
Ooh.
that moved.
They're going to cause an avalanche and bury Herc forever.
Do you want me to do that or not? So do we want this sample or?
Absolutely.
We're all paid up on the vehicle insurance policy, right?
Okay, well,
Yeah,
let's
that
just
rock's
go
coming
for
out
it.
of there. Get a finger under it. Oh, look at you.
Nice.
Here comes the avalanche. Better grab it before it falls down the hill.
Oh.
So it will fall down the hill.
Oh, I think it's crumbled in my fingers.
Yeah, it's very, very loosely
You still
consolidated.
got it.
Okay,
Maybe go grip force, not crumbly.
well, can I change it? Oh, I'm on grip force 4.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Bring it in, see what we got. You want me to get out of the hole so you can look at it?
a little bit, yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to tilt down a little so you can come down to our normal.
Video.
I know where you are. Oh, sorry.
Never mind. Do you want to push in this video? Okay, hold that and I'll start spinning.
Won't spin too far. Oh, you got a good hold of it. That rock's...
Ooh.
No, it might be.
Yeah.
Do you
nice
like
little,
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Come wide, please.
Is it safest to drop it in lambda or should we put it in starboard?
Starboard.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Let me find
halted.
the, try and find the right button for you here.
Halted
probably-
and getting twitchy.
We actually could put it in lambda to save time. if that's okay.
What's that, the front one?
Yeah, forward left.
Wow.
There's nothing in there, and we can always put corals on top
And your
of it.
precious coral zone?
Only in the omega side, not in lambda.
Okay, so I'll push this other button then.
Yeah.
Cracking back and
there's nothing too floaty in the forward box.
Now.
That's super fast, yeah. Okay. You're gonna do.
I got it.
Thanks.
If I can find the button.
Okay, so lambda's available.
Right. There's some interesting biology on there too. There might be some benthic forams.
Ah, that's why you want it in the biology box.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Still a rock.
Dink.
Right.
This one.
And that was sample 176, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
Wow, everything's fast.
This is 3K ground fault. I'm gonna turn this off.
And
Hey, Bulky.
here's a question for Brandon. Is there any way to guess an approximate depth just based on visuals alone? Clues from like lighting, geology, particles?
Dan, did you get that request about the beauty shots for Herc?
I did not.
Um,
But I'm always getting beauty shot. You want another beauty shot?
Yeah, can we do some...
Oh, I can do selfies all night long.
some low delta imagery here?
Roger.
Wow.
You want to turn port and starboard light off?
Yeah. Lights.
We're going to take a bunch of Herc captures on grab 2.
Cool.
You want
Kind of
something to
every
move, like the
couple seconds
bio
or
box
so.
to come in and out or something like that?
What was that?
There's
No,
every couple seconds
The
or
bio
so I
box
think
has
a grab.
floaty stuff in it.
Oh,
to
that
get
would
some
be
nice
cool. Bio box would open and
Herc
stuff
shots.
float away.
That's gonna be cool for science.
I got a really good one of the back where you can see Hercules on it when it was holding the sample. It looks
Nice.
really nice.
Yeah.
Hey, let me show you my... I'll just stop there.
as for telling depth with geology, we've been using...
You got that? Have you got it yet?
You got a couple more?
The little Herc
All right.
selfies there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good landscape shots too. Good.
Chris,
So,
if you'd had
right.
put that, how's my driving sticker on there?
Can you tilt up just a bit for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. That's a good
Looks
shot.
great.
Yeah.
Beauty, thanks.
Cover shots.
I can zoom on Atalanta too if you...
I don't trust this.
I was just going to say we've just been using lithology to tell depth for the most part. But that isn't always reliable because we got basalt on top of a geo, so...
Not the most accurate type of...
All right. I think
Which side of the rock? I think this side over
we
here.
can keep heading upslope once we
Putting your lights back on.
Roger.
settled in
Thank you.
here. Oh, there's some line. You got a line right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a crack. This is a crack in the rock, but this
Yeah.
definitely looks like poly line.
Polyline is no match for our Green River dive knife. Sure, no, you're good. But thank you for asking.
Of course. All right, so a question for our ROV guys. What is the purpose/function of the Atalanta ROV?
I'll let our ROV girl answer that one.
ROV
She's driving it
human.
right now. Human, sorry.
The
Person.
boarfish.
Pilot. Yeah,
Going
so
into-
Atalanta's
He's disappeared in the
has
crack.
additional sonar and it provides
Zoom in
perspective,
real quick, Dan.
like eye in the sky
Or
view,
whoever's over there, I'm not sure.
and it
That's
dampens.
Tim.
It
Tim.
dampens.
There was something in that. Sorry, Kylie, didn't mean to interrupt. There was something in the hole on it.
Yeah, it was a
ran away.
boarfish.
Oh, maybe
That's
it
all right.
was,
I got a tiny picture of it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. Atalanta dampens the ship's motion on the surface from Hercules, so Hercules can get steady shots, which is why sometimes Atalanta's bouncing up and down. It's feeling the ship's movement on the surface. So it gives us those good shots that Dan just got. It decouples the ship's motion and provides a couple other sensors.
So then another follow-up question to that, is Hercules 100% electric?
No. Like it has hydraulics to run the arm and the thrusters, and but that's powered through a electric motor to move the pump for the hydraulic system.
Cool. Thank you.
Actually, correction on that fish. It probably wasn't a boarfish. It was probably Holardia, which is actually spike fish, I think they're called.
Yeah, I think we're good for 20.
And then these Holardia, are they predatory? Are they filter feeders? What are they?
I don't know.
This is all I got of it. Steve, if you...
Yeah, that's all right. Well, I predict we'll see more there. They're not exceptionally rare.
This feels like a Bigfoot sighting. It's the blurriest little picture.
This is freaky.
We can keep marching up slope when you're ready.
Yeah, we're moving the ship now.
Okay.
Do you want to zoom in there for a minute on the... It's just interesting formation.
You want me to light it from underneath?
Sure.
Oh, is that a fish like or something?
My guess would
What's
be
under
these
there?
are dissolution features.
Nothing. Rock.
Oh yeah, that light's perfect for this scenario.
Is that a shell?
Yeah, you're probably going to get brachiopod shells down here.
Oh, there's several actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, those could be brachiopods or what are they called?
Bivalve?
Yeah, there's a scallop that lives down here at these depths. These are probably brachiopods though.
So do we know why all of these like hollowed out or little holes that we see in this rock face? Do we know what that's from or how that happens?
Yeah, I think it's from dissolution. So limestone dissolves when in contact with water. The water combines with calcium carbonate to make carbonic acid, and then over thousands to millions of years it dissolves.
For this shot.
Good.
Okay, you can
All
go
right,
wide, thanks.
all set.
And usually the weakest part of the carbonate dissolves first.
So
That's why it seems kind of random.
is there a possibility throughout the next millions of years that all this limestone will be dissolved?
Yep.
Is there any way that it replenishes itself, or does it just, it's a finite amount that eventually gets dwindled away?
I mean, yeah, it's a finite amount, but like it won't dissolve before it gets subducted. So the real kicker is
I'm happy to keep it
subduction.
Encrusted with manganese.
I
Right.
was just getting my altitude to 20, so I could keep my
Roger.
single-digit thingy.
Roger.
Yeah, we have a perfect record of this in the area we're in, right? You know, these depths are probably not more than, I don't know, hundreds of thousands to maybe a couple million years old. The deeper stuff is probably older than that, but you know, just imagine, you know, eventually this feature too potentially could turn into a geo if the coral reefs ever are unable to keep up with sea level change.
Which is probably expected eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Because this thing's probably got like 80 million years before it gets subducted, so.
Time is ticking.
TikTok.
You want to keep mowing back and forth, Steve, or you want
Yeah,
to move east a little
let's
more
let's keep
aggressively?
moving east because I think we've got about an hour and a half, I would say, probably maybe a little bit more time depending on what depth for an 8 o'clock on deck.
Roger. Outside, still been doing the mow the lawn, then move, mow the lawn, move, but we can just keep moving east and I'll just go up
Yeah,
the hill
and a
here.
little zigzag as we go.
Roger. Less zigzag, more east. Yeah.
Bamboo corals here, black corals, a few different species of black corals. This
Chrysogorgia.
chrysopathes, chrysopathes.
You can
These
fly a little higher if you want.
internodal branched bamboos. These red tissue cup corals.
So Steve, is it possible to find coral gardens at this depth?
Absolutely. Yep. Just have
Thanks,
to have the right
Kylie.
conditions.
At what depth do we usually find coral gardens to be more common? Is it a common occurrence through every type of depth or just deeper and shallow?
Depends on where you are geographically and what the physical conditions are like. But yeah, you could have them at any depth really. We've seen some as deep as the high 2000s of meters. You can have very high density or not Pleurogorgia anymore. It's called Remulagorgia beds. Usually they're single species though, not very high diversity gardens, but certainly high density. But yeah, I think the slope is a limiting factor here. It seems like there's enough particulate matter, but the slope may not be most favorable for a lot of larger corals. You tend to have a kind of maximum size class here of something around maybe 20, 30 centimeters colony height, which could be indicative of something that's suppressing their ability to grow large. There's also a fair amount of sediment, kind of loose sediment on top of the rock surface here. You might have higher densities of animals on vertical surfaces where sediment won't accumulate, but if the flow is not right, you won't find them there either. Oh,
Is that a sea
flatfish.
cucumber? Oh, a
It's a
flatfish?
flatfish, yeah.
Wow.
Down and to the left.
Sorry, second.
There was a flatfish down there, but it's okay if you're too far up.
No, I can come back down. Hold what you got there for a second, Gibson. Can do half zoom there if you want.
Oh.
Shot for that rock. They're typically pretty sensitive to the vibrations on the vehicle.
Yeah, most things here will start responding to the vehicle using some sort of visible light cue.
So Steve, what is this again? Can you remind us?
Yeah, it's a flatfish. We've gotten that far.
It's going to come up a bit over this
but we're
rock
trying to
Roger.
get something more refined on that ID.
There's another bristlemouth.
These are very difficult to identify, so I'm not even going to posture or suggest an ID for this one.
Oh, fish.
Yep. That's good imagery. I think that'll be enough.
Roger.
There she blows.
We need to go that way
there you
anyways.
go.
It's definitely not done with us.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to answer that question in the chat. And what is the max
wide?
wattage the ROV
Yeah,
draws?
go wide thing.
And how high does the voltage need to be in the tether to keep the amps manageable, considering you might have multiple kilometers of tether?
I missed the first part of that.
What is the max wattage that the ROV draws?
It's cool dissolution right here.
You can work that out by the numbers on the screen right there. So the top one is, at the moment, voltage, 475. And we're drawing probably between 35 and 40 amps, depending on how much I goose it here. And what was the second part?
How high does the voltage need to be in the tether to keep the amps manageable?
Oh yeah, so we'd send 2400 volts AC down the what we call the 6/8 cable, which is our umbilical that attaches Atalanta to the Nautilus. And that also goes through Atalanta, through the yellow tether you see in the camera to Hercules, and goes directly to a 3-phase motor that spins the hydraulic pump that runs the thrusters and the manipulator and the boxes and such. And there's transformers in both vehicles that take that 2400 volts and turn it into 110 volts AC, which powers our lights and a few other gizmos. And then from there, it, of course, goes all the way down to 3 volts DC. Taking video of me, I'm going to have to sit up straight like a real pilot.
Feels good tucked in.
Get out of my couch lounge chair.
So then, as a follow-up question, how do we keep all of our wires and all of our technology on Hercules and Atalanta? How do we keep those from not getting seawater in them?
To keep the seawater out, we fill everything with mineral oil, food-grade mineral oil. And there's several compensators on the vehicle. It's basically, it's a, well, if you blew air into a balloon and then held onto it and jumped into your pool with it.
Can we look at this yellow blob on the lower left-hand side of that rock?
That's probably not a good analogy. I had a good one last time. I can't remember what I said.
I have maybe a different shot at it. You know, when they tell you,
you go for it.
When they tell you that you can't open your door of your car as it sinks until you hit the water and hit the bottom and it fills with water.
Yeah.
That's because the pressure inside the car and outside the car are equal, so the door can open. It's kind of the same thing. We've filled every air cavity with mineral oil so that pressures on both sides of our housings are equal and it doesn't feel any force or stress and no water is forced in.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's a little itty bitty guy.
Yeah, this is about as big as they get. That's what I think it is.
Down just one click.
Roger, tilt him down.
Okay, should be able to full zoom there, or almost full zoom.
So what we've got here is a stony coral, colonial stony coral.
Nice.
Yellow tissue, but hard coral skeleton underneath. This is probably in the genus Acuchipsamia, which doesn't get much bigger than about this, but it's pretty characteristic of these depths. So I know it's been collected, not necessarily here, but by others in the area, but this should provide good enough evidence for documentation. But the caveat is that with most stony corals, you don't really know what they are until you physically get a specimen. But I suspect we'll see some more of this as we move upslope, so we can get an image and then head up.
Okay.
Great, ready.
You good to go?
Good to go.
Okay, you can go white, thanks.
More mollusk shells as well.
We're probably good for another 20 minutes.
To answer that question in chat, of who's taking pictures, that is our very own cameraman, Dan. Who also is the documentarian.
Crab crustacean. I've been seeing those crabs quite a bit.
It's bigger.
Yeah, they're going to get bigger. It's posturing.
Come on, ROV, I'll take you on.
Are you putting words in that fish's mouth? Oh, it's the crab.
It's a nice fish there, Gibson.
Zoom in a bit there.
Okay,
This
there
is
was a
another-
fish too.
Tilt
I
down.
believe this is
With
another
Roger, tilt
Homolid.
down.
Maybe?
One more. Okay, should be able to zoom in. That close. You can zoom
No,
in
this
some
one
more.
might not be a Homolid.
And is that a
Nice.
carrier crab, Steve?
That's
And
what
you
I was
get
trying
his
to
little
figure out.
mouth
I
bits,
think
move it.
it's not.
Okay, one click up.
Although
One
I'm-
click up, Roger. Oh, sorry.
many of these have not been carrying anything, so
That's good.
I'm not sure what's going on. They could just be spider
Give
crabs.
myself nightmares if I zoom in too close.
No kidding.
He looks angry.
All right. Good. I think we're set here.
Roger, moving on. Thank you. You can go wide.
So Steve, all these shells that we're seeing here, something the chat wants to know, are these oyster shells or other kind of shellfish shells?
Another
Oh,
one.
there's yeah.
Oh, 2 for 2.
Yeah, I'll have to
This
look
has
that
the high
up.
ground.
Don't try it.
The craft faulted.
What's that?
The craft faulted.
Yeah, Kylie broke it trying to get a rock. She got the rock though.
There we go.
Blame your dinner relief. I'm gonna come over here right in front of you on this rock, and then
Roger.
might have to come up a bit. Get pretty close there.
Okay.
Not so much here what's going on in the water column. 395 meters, temperature. Temperature 8.3 C. Oxygen spiked for a few minutes. About just 5 minutes or so ago, and now it's back down again. I'm not sure what happened there.
Came around the point of a.
Yeah, could have been something local.
Does that look interesting at all?
Nope, not really.
Now an okay time for gauge checks.
Until I get off the rock here.
Yeah, Roger.
Nothing on these faces. It's unusual.
Answering that question in chat, what would be the best way to transmit signal wirelessly underwater? I'm not entirely sure. I think it's sonar is probably the best way to transmit frequencies. Am I wrong there?
Some
I would agree with
sound,
that.
yeah.
Although we did talk a little bit about optical modems the other day. But sonar is the sort of the main, most prevalent way that things are done subsea if there's no cables. That being because the ocean carries a pressure wave much better than it does a light wave.
Exactly.
Or these small Cuchipsamia stony corals.
Roger.
Move up.
Yep.
Find the future to follow here.
Not many sea stars. I thought expect more, especially at these depths, but we can still get high density communities even up a bit shallower, 200 meters or so. So our next kind of big depth to compare to is about 200 meters. At about 200 meters, should start to level off slightly.
Coming up.
And sometimes right at the crest of where it starts to level off, you might end up with high density communities also. Slope becomes a bit more stable.
So Steve, here's a question from chat. Does oxygen in the depth depths originate from photosynthesizing plants?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No photosynthesis down here.
And any like algae or alga above?
Nope. All the oxygen here is directly from some sort of either mixing or from deep reservoirs in the deep ocean.
We're good for 20 meters if you want.
What were these tiny branching colonies again?
Those are actually ctenophores.
Ctenophores.
Yeah,
wow.
they're benthic ctenophores. Here's a cool picture of them. We sampled them also back in 2019 on expedition NA-114. Yeah, right here. 400 meters, pretty much right about where we are right now.
Wow.
So as we continue to follow this slope up, does this just continue towards the reefs of Johnston Atoll?
Yep, if you were to drive straight east, you would, like Dan said, put it on the beach.
I think that's an entirely different set of problems.
I've been on ROV dives before where we've come up to within 30 meters of the surface before. It's a little terrifying when you start to feel the waves.
Yeah.
Is it a sea cucumber up there?
That was a flatfish.
Oh my gosh, wow. I need to get my contacts adjusted.
Flatfish, sea cucumber, same thing.
It looked like
Yeah,
there was
you're
a pretty
right.
big shore break off of
You
Johnston.
might see sea cucumbers up here still.
Is this shallow?
Trying to go surfing?
Oh yeah, there's lots of shallow sea cucumbers.
You let me know when you're good for gauge checks.
Oh yeah, sorry, you can do one now.
Roger.
Forgot all about it.
That's all right.
Yeah, oxygen is doing this bizarre thing where it's spiking 10 micromoles per liter
Yeah.
over pretty short intervals here.
People
That could indicate we have some variability in oxygen here due to some sort of
Gauges are good.
mixing pattern amongst density layers.
Right.
Water temperatures also
No,
spiking
that's a wall.
concurrently, so
Yeah, no
there
kidding.
could be some lateral transport of water
Some
here.
dramatic BBC lighting here.
Well,
Look at the features. On
people
the
in
wall.
chat asking about the temperature and oxygen saturation spike. There you go. There's your answer.
Yeah, nice one.
But not a lot of
Come up just a
biology,
bit.
at least corals
This,
and
a lot of
sponge-wise right here.
See that dark red in your picture?
Roger, yep.
Yeah, wall of death there.
Okay.
But yeah, we're about to reach the
cool angle of Herc.
wall with a capital W.
Wow.
We've been looking forward to this whole dive.
The Great Wall of Limestone.
I'll come down this little to get Herc in the light there.
Okay.
That's a great Herc shot with Argus.
Ooh.
Very, very cool shadows, high contrast with the limestone backing.
We're not moving right now. His ship's speed is 0 knots.
Correct. Come up just a little faster.
Roger that.
Is this natural, this feature?
That's a good question.
It's a good question. It doesn't come to mind of a natural way, or I guess for like these grooves inside the limestone. I mean, they could just be fractures that have been dissolved, preferentially.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I don't know what's more striking about it, the fact that it has this texture and topography, or that there's nothing on it at all. That's a good Argus shot there.
My guess would be it's natural, but
You know, they built up the island quite a bit, but I don't know how or where they got that material from.
yeah, they definitely got it from below.
Yeah.
So there's somewhere. There will definitely be unnatural features.
A few Acuchipsamia colonies, stony corals. You can see there's some big chunks of maybe coral debris that have been lodged in the channels here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Looks like the wall's starting to pull away from me a little bit here.
Yeah, it does.
It almost looks carved. The regular intervals kind of gets me.
How do you think this could happen?
This is quite interesting.
Yeah, this is something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fractures in the rock, you can call them joints, I guess, if you want. They preferentially dissolve.
Is there any like explanation why it's so almost exact and far apart?
Or these pentactinophores too?
Argus, Atlanta catches up a little.
I mean, fractures are pretty, common. And, I mean, they're not exact, right? So, yeah, it's just fractures are common.
It just so happens to look somewhat symmetrical.
Right.
Just a coincidence.
There's a rock.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder if it's attached.
Yeah.
Looks attached.
It does.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
I'm going to turn the porch light on.
Roger, porch light coming on.
Shot of Herc there. Wow.
Right. On this big wall.
It's going rock climbing.
There's something big off to your left. I mean, you might have an overhang coming up.
Thanks, Steve.
Might have an overhang above us, so.
Yeah, I've got some features in the view.
There's a bunch of biology on the overhang too, just in case.
It's looking like an overhang. I should probably get up there and check it out. You want to do a quick zoom there?
Sure.
Could be quite the overhang.
So you can see actually there's these chips here are actually biological.
Oh,
These little
really?
chips. Yeah, that's Halimeda. It's a calcareous algae.
Roger.
And it grows profusely in the shallows.
Wow.
Photic zone, and it rains down these chips of calcium
Okay,
carbonate.
delta.
Yeah, don't worry about the delta. Just come up a bit
So
more.
cool.
You got it.
That's good right there.
Roger.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really precarious.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, you can go wide.
There we go.
Were you guys done there? Or?
Yeah, no,
Yep.
but please move. Yeah.
Look at those long.
Halimede is not nearly as interesting as what's coming up.
Oh,
That's the coolest thing
Halimede.
we've seen so far.
No spoilers.
Spoilers of the deep sea.
Yeah, I haven't seen this part yet.
Those ridges do not look natural. They're so straight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, karst topography can definitely look very
Can turn
alien.
off the porch light if you want.
Roger,
This is the only lithology that does this kind of stuff.
It's very cool.
Come on,
That's
let's
so
go
cool.
faster.
See how people
Yeah,
think
Roger.
this has been like extraterrestrials or something like that. You can see where that state of mind comes from.
Well, I mean, I don't know if anyone has been following the imagery that's been coming off of the Mars rovers over the years, but there's some pretty cool erosional features that happen on other planets too that kind of might mimic this.
Huh.
But that's largely wind erosion, you know.
Cool.
I like the ET theory better.
Yeah, we call that
We were all thinking the same thing,
erosion.
Steve.
Yeah. Crop
Eolian?
circles.
Aeolian.
Yeah.
This type of feature?
No, not this, but
Your
Mars,
bubble can's got a fish
Ah.
in it.
as well as deserts.
Or it did.
Sorry, what'd you see? I missed it.
There's a fish in your bubble. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, look at that.
What is that?
Looks like a jack.
Jack tuna.
Yep. It's pretty
All right,
deep,
we're
but
starting to
not
clear that
unusual.
feature.
That bubble can
Backward
is
side.
gnarly.
Is that right?
Wow.
Only I can see them. That's the rule.
What,
Make up rules on the fly.
what was he, Drew? Yeah, hammerjack.
That's what it's called, Bala.
Okay, we're good for another 20. Yeah.
I would love to see the like 3D bathymetry of this, you know, the rendering.
It'd have to be really high resolution to have these come up.
That's what the Norbit's for.
Speaking of, let's
And
see
then
here.
really quickly going to answer that chat,
Too bad
the
it's
question
looking
in
down,
chat.
not forward.
If
There
you
you
are
go, Gibson.
If you are interested in seeing who's
What's
on
that?
watch and more of our backgrounds, you can go to our website at nautiluslive.org and click on
No,
see.
it's 30 meters away and you're moving 20, so.
If you'd like to learn more about who's on watch, you go to our nautiluslive.org and scroll down and you can see whoever's on watch at that moment. You can click on
Right
those
here.
little pictures and learn more about us.
Yeah, I was going to say, that doesn't look right.
Sure. You won't get much off the cliff here. You're not getting...
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
Is that on your bingo card? Can that be on the bingo card?
Huh?
Pac-Man.
The lottery ticket.
Oh, sorry, the lottery
I'm
ticket.
using the
No.
sonar, and we're ranging Atlanta, so I know how far
Well,
it
we
is
kind of reached the
behind
top
Herc.
of one of these channels,
When
I
it's
guess.
safe to move it in, and like there's no way you can. So even if this went forever or overhung a little, still have 10 meters
Little-
in the
little
bank and
sand
this
shoots,
shallow,
I
we
think.
can run away pretty quick. And
This is
what
all
else? The
Halimede.
wind's on the bow of the ship, so if the
Ships
ship
too.
loses it, we go away. And
I thought I would see more coral
yeah, the
rubble,
cameras
honestly.
and the compasses are all looking that way. I
Usually,
haven't looked at
if
that.
you're in an